I'll give you a kid. I'll give you HIV.
All right. You're live.
I'll give
You're
you
live.
one.
You're live.
Yeah.
All right, we're here. This is episode 20. I've let me interrupt you. Yes, number 20
Number 20.
on February 5th, 2022. This is Michael Smith.
You know who I am.
This is Joseph Valvi.
I don't know who he is.
Yes.
No, I don't. Who is this stranger?
Who am I?
I need a
Mystery
haircut.
man. Anyway, so we are here. We got, I wouldn't say, not a lot to talk about, a little bit to talk about coaching hirings in the NFL.
Yeah, pretty bland week so far.
Pretty okay week so far. Not really much going on in the sports world other than Doug Peterson. Yes, you heard me say it right. Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson, who got hired by the Jacksonville Jaguars to coach their team, which is very, I would say, a lackluster in hiring, not fully invested in that hiring. I'm going to tell you this right now. It ain't going to work out down there in Jacksonville. And we all know why. Because Doug Peterson is a mid-average coach with a Super Bowl ring because you got a backup quarterback who won you a Super Bowl that probably should have never even been a backup quarterback in the first place. Should have been a starter from day one in Nick Foles.
Nick Foles should have been a starter his entire career.
Exactly. Okay, he should have never been in the backup role. Now, people want.
I blame Chip Kelly.
You know who I blame for that? In all seriousness, I don't even blame Chip Kelly. I blame the owner. I blame the fact that they didn't make Frank Reich as the head coach of that team. They had Doug Peterson.
Nah, I do blame Chip Kelly because he traded him. Chip Kelly traded him away in the first place.
No. Let me just say this: the fact that you have a coach who's in the Andy Reid spawn child. Yes, I said it right. Andy Reid's spawn child being Doug Peterson. I'm going to tell you why he's a spawn child. Because he has the same mindset, same mentality as the old Andy Reid when it comes to time management. He's not that good. He's not that good at time management. He never was that good at time management. Frank Reich has got the keys to the castle of being a good head coach in the NFL. Right now, he got in a raw deal with the Indianapolis Colts with Carson Wentz, and that's a fact. If he had his hands on Trevor Lawrence right now, I guarantee you right now, Jackson would be a division winner every year. Well, not every year, but probably like the first 3 or 4 years down the road. Maybe there'll be some years they'd be in the wild card. Maybe there'll be some years that they do win the division. But my opinion is on Doug Peterson is that he's not that good. He's not a good head coach. He's overrated, if you ask me. And now here's another overrated news today right now about the hiring this week right now as a possibility right now. Speaking of overrated, Adam Gase could possibly be the new offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots.
Wait, really?
There's a fact for you right there. You didn't hear about this week?
No.
Yeah. Apparently the Patriots right now are looking into getting former offensive coordinator for the, or I should say former head coach as well for the New York Jets, Adam Gase to be the new offensive coordinator for the Patriots. That is a total failure at this point. And this is getting to the point now where I get my friend up and say, yeah, that's right. I'm about to walk up in this podcast set too, because are you kidding me? This is a big time dynasty that's been around for 20 years. Smart coaching decision and all these, but think about this one right now. Adam Gase is garbage. Where are you going? Are you really going to walk out in the middle of the show? He's that upset. I guess he didn't get the news that I've been telling him all week. But yeah, that is the news. If anyone doesn't know this by now.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, I am dead serious.
He is one of the worst coaches ever.
Thank you.
Even in a coordinator position, he'll still suck.
It's insanity.
No, but then again, he'll be saved just because of the Patriot system.
Because Mac Jones will perform well.
He'll perform well, but Adam Gase won't be the reason why for it.
Yeah,
it's just
it'll be based off Mac Jones' own skill set.
It's just sad, really, when you think about it. Really, it really is kind of pathetic.
And watch, if they perform good, Adam Gase will probably get another head coaching gig, and he'll suck at that.
I don't even think it'll be. Actually, I disagree with that one. You want to know why he won't get another head coaching gig? Because I guarantee you, this one right now, he'll retire as an offensive coordinator for the Patriots. Guarantee it. Because no one else is gonna want the guy. Have you seen what he's done in Miami? Have you seen what he's done in freaking New York with the New York Jets and how he made Sam Darnold in complete shitsville? He poisoned Sam Darnold. It's to the point now where he can't even perform in Carolina. That's how bad it is.
He performed well for like the first 4 games and then.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And actually, that wasn't even him. That was all the defense for Carolina. Sam Darnold did not do crap in that game besides running in the end zone and actually leading rushing yards, by the way, for the team last season. Other than that, hearing the more head coaching news, and nobody heard it by now. Vikings hired Kevin O'Connell. Obviously, the Jaguars hired Doug Peterson. I just mentioned that one. The Raiders, you probably already know this. If you don't know it, you now know. The Raiders hired Josh McDaniels. Giants got Brian Dable. Broncos got Nathaniel Hackett so far. And the Bears got Matt Alvarez, the former defensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts. So that's your coaching hiring so far. Brian Flores doesn't look like he's going to get a job. In fact, he looks like he's going to sue the NFL because of the lack of diversity, which Goodell, in an article today, actually talked about how there needs to be more diversity in the coaching hiring, more minority hirings, basically. And, and this is just a ploy from all these NFL owners who are trying to, at this point, put the wool over people's eyes. They're like, nothing to see here. Listen to Roger. He's right. But it's never going to happen with these owners. They're too greedy. They're too freaking greedy. Mm-hmm. But you want to know something now? This is what the NFL's pop trend is, though. You want to know why the NFL can never escape this? Because they love the failures. They love the Black Monday stories. They love hearing about these guys getting constantly fired at every single freaking job. Now, granted, half these hirings that are already happening right now at this point anyway won't really, do much of anything. It won't matter at the end of the day. It just won't. It's not going to be that big of a deal, but for anybody other who's not a fan of it. But in reality, the way I see it, it's pretty pathetic, if you ask me, that they go through a list of rejected head coaches that keep constantly getting fired with no names. And basically, people right now who might have a shot, Kevin O'Connell right now out of the Vikings might be the best head coach hiring out of all of them. And maybe McDaniels is the second best. The rest of them, complete trash as far as I'm concerned. Doug Peterson will be fired within the next 2 or 3 years. I guarantee it. He's not going to last more than 2 years on that Jacksonville franchise.
I mean, he'll do better than Urban Meyer did.
Oh, he'll do much better. Urban Meyer's one of the worst hirings of all time. Congratulations, Urban. You did that one. Way to go. Way to taint the Jacksonville Jaguars.
They even last a year.
Didn't even last a season. Didn't even last a season with a team. Doug Peterson's going to go. I'm going to give prediction right now about Doug Peterson's record. Ready for these records right now? 6-11, 4-13, and then he'll be gone.
Yeah.
That's it. That's his record right there. That'll be the end of it right there.
No, do I feel like Trevor Lawrence will perform better? I feel like he will.
I think he will. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
It'll be nice, but I doubt it. You got to get some talent. You got to get something. Right now, it's not looking great. It's not looking great at all. It's pretty embarrassing if you ask me. Anyway.
Sad.
Enough about that right now. We're going to talk about we're going from the NFL to the Celtics. They have been a good story so far. A feel good story to me. That at least they're doing something. They're making progress. Now, are they going to do anything? I don't know. Are they going to trade people away? I don't know. To me,
they might.
To me,
speaking of trades, we'll talk about one in a bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a second, actually. But in my opinion, the Celtics right now have been the best story right now. They've been in the top 10 in rankings so far. They've won 6 out of their last 7. I believe they've won.
Yeah.
Last night they beat the Pistons by 9. Tatum had a good night. 9 for 21, 4 for 9 for 3, 24 points in the game, 9 rebounds. Jaylen Brown, that's some great night for him. 5 for 15, 1 for 4, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 13 points. Here's my opinion about Jaylen Brown and Tatum. They don't gel together. I've been saying this now for months and months and months, weeks and weeks and weeks, days and days and days. They just don't gel. And if you ask me right now.
Which one do you think is better? I say Tatum is the better.
I think Tatum is better.
Honestly.
But the problem is that his ego is what's causing the team some issues, chemistry-wise.
And I feel like
it's all about him.
And I think I saw a stat a couple of days ago when they're both on the court, the team seems bad.
Yeah.
Seems worse.
It's worse when they're on the court together. That's what I'm saying. Look, Brown's
Go for each individual one. The team's better when Tatum's on the court than Brown.
I'm convinced right now that that Tatum and Brown gel together are the problem. But the problem is Tatum is better.
Tatum's better.
But at the same time, though, you could get somebody better than Tatum possibly in this team if you do trade him. To me, I think Tatum could be a tradable piece. I think Brown right now is losing his value. That's the way I see it. He's just losing his value. I don't see how he wouldn't be losing his value at this point, but he is. He's completely useless on this team. He's not making his trade stock any better if they do want to trade him in the next 2 or 3 years down the road.
When's the NBA trade deadline? I think it's in.
It's actually in about 5 days.
Or?
Yeah, so 5 days.
Heard rumors that James Harden might get traded.
Yeah,
this would be another insane trade.
The Nets are openly reportedly up to trading him. I just can't see the Nets trade with the Celtics.
Yeah.
That I don't see. There's no shot of that happening. And even if they really wanted to, I mean, what are they going to get back out of it? You got to get
For James Harden, they'll get a lot.
Because at this point,
I say keep Tatum and trade Brown. Trade Brown, Smart.
I think Brown's a horrible piece. If you want my honest opinion, I think he's a horrible piece. I'll give you a reason why.
Package him for James Harden?
Because he's hurting his value by playing the way he's playing, Brown. If you play better on your contract.
He's still a valuable asset in a trade.
He is.
He could still go out and get you like 20 points in a game.
I would say right now, trade away Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
I think he's a better piece.
Before Harden, I would package Brown and Smart.
He's better than Brown.
For Harden, yeah. A Tatum Harden card.
I would say do a 3-way trade with the Hawks, the Nets, and the Celtics. You get Collins, you get Harden, and trade away some draft picks to Atlanta. You get rid of Smart, you get rid of Pritchard, and you get rid of Nesmith. If you ask me, they're worthless anyway in this team anyway. Pritchard sucks.
Pritchard's pretty nice.
No, he sucks.
No, he's pretty nice.
Nesmith is not that great. He's average. He's below average.
Nesmith is meh. I say trade Romeo Langford. He hasn't been He hasn't been anything since we drafted.
No, but he's been good off the bench. He's a good producer off the bench. I think he's a good defender off the bench. He's a good offensive player off the bench. I mean, now that this year he's actually getting minutes, but like he's still not. I think he's getting
up to what we drafted him.
Well, what do you expect coming out of the draft wise? You're not really expecting that much out of the draft. I don't think. When
you're a lottery pick, you do have like certain expectations.
Yeah, that's what most people said about Greg Oden. Look how that turned out.
But that wasn't. Well, he was injury prone, so that kind of wasn't his fault. His body just gave up on him.
Yeah, it kind of was.
If he was healthy,
he could have been more.
He was.
That's not him. That's not on the NBA.
No, actually, he was born with one of his legs was longer than the other, so that was like kind of a disformity there.
Still no excuse. Get over that. Get over it. Suck it up.
It's no excuse, but injuries are a common thing that can ruin a lot of careers.
Yeah, but you can get over that. See, the problem is when you're injury prone. I always hear the story. Oh, I'm injury prone. It's all in your head at that point, and you keep it in your head, and you're at that point where it's like, okay, I'm going to injure myself. I'm preparing to injure myself, so I'm going to get more money this way, just to sit out.
You're saying it like they're saying it like they deliberately injure themselves.
No, but I think they overthink it into the point where they just decide they just go with the flow right now. It just happens naturally. I don't think they plan to do it. I just think they just accept it. I mean,
I guess
it's not like they really planned it.
Working out.
You don't plan to injure yourself. Like you don't go to the gym one day and say, I'm going to tear my meniscus by doing this leg workout. You don't plan that. It just happens. You don't it's like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just.
I do, but the way you plan it sounds really stupid.
I know it is. It is kind of dumb. But like, you're not.
Like you don't expect the injury to happen until it happens, and like sometimes.
Like you're praying to God, like you hope you don't tear your meniscus. Like you're. But at the same time, you get the idea going, oh, what if I do this? I hope this doesn't happen to me. Why? It's that fear factor.
The fear factor.
I think it is. I think people are afraid of getting injured. They overthink it, and then it's like then it happens. Unless you're the lucky one.
No, I don't think they think about it. It just happens.
I see people overthink things all the time. When it comes to injuries, when it comes.
No, if they get injured one time, they're hoping like, oh, I hope I don't probably injure this again.
Yeah. I mean, people get over that hump, and they avoid doing the thing that got them injured in the first place. But I mean, it's like at the same time, you get those who just overthink things, and then they end up freaking doing it themselves. Not planning, of course, obviously.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, the Celtics won the other night. Big win for them. They needed that one. They need to get some people behind them. And look, honestly, I'm not one of those people. I'm not buying it just yet. If they make a move, great. I'll buy when they make a move. But if they don't do anything during this trade deadline, that's it.
I feel like they're gonna do something.
Yeah.
Probably like a small move.
One of the small moves that nobody talks about, right? Like with Bobo and PJ Dozier. By the way, how are they doing right now? Oh, that's right. They haven't done a freaking thing since they've been here.
Isn't Bobo interesting?
Yeah, but let's be honest. Are we ever going to see him in the Boston court? No, exactly. You get my point. Garbage trades never work out in Boston sports. They never see the floor, and then once they put in the free agency market, they never heard from ever again. Look at Taco Fall at this point. Is he with the Cleveland Cavaliers? Who the hell knows?
He's on that G League team.
Exactly, or he's on a G League team.
But we never traded for Taco. We just signed.
What's he doing in the G League right now? How many points is he averaging right now in the G League right now? Is he averaging that much? I don't think he is.
Last game, he actually had like a double-double, like 26 points.
26 points in the G League game. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-ding-dong. Speaking of the James Harden show, it didn't go well. Them against the Jazz last night. They lost by 23 points. The highest person that scored points last night, Cam Thomas, 30 points for the Knicks.
Cam Thomas lit.
Cam Thomas, yes. I'm not even joking. Cam Thomas actually scored the most points.
Cammy Tammy.
And Harden didn't play apparently because he had tightness in his left. So who was on the court the other night? Kyrie Irving, 6 for 20, 15 points. All I can say is I hope Kyrie Irving's done with the NBA after all this. I hope he's done. He's not motivated playing basketball right now. Especially when it's on not nationwide television.
Yeah.
That seems to be the common theme with Kyrie Irving. If the game's on ESPN, he'll show off more. He'll have an off game. If it's not going to be on ESPN or it's going to be on their Jazz network channel that they have a contract under,
He'll play a crap.
He'll play like shit. He's not going to care. There's no effort. No effort when he plays whatsoever. Blake Griffin had 22 minutes last night, 4 for 8, 1 for 5 for 3. Not a bad night for him. He had 9 points though. That's kind of stupid. They're undervalued. You know. I mean,
this ain't the same Blake Griffin.
Can I just say something about Steve Nash? I will say this. I feel like he's insulting Blake Griffin. I think he is. I think he belongs in that starting rotation. You put Aldridge as your center in there, and you put
What was the current
Griffin as your power forward.
Kyrie,
that team
Harden,
that team would be much better.
Durant. Who's starting right
Durant's
now?
a small forward. Harden's is a shooting guard. You have Kyrie as your
At point guard.
Don't tell me that.
Who's this on center? I honestly forgot.
I honestly couldn't even tell you.
Well, they got DeAndre Jordan on that team.
No, he went to. Didn't he go to Cleveland? Or no, I'm sorry, not Cleveland. He's on the Los Angeles Lakers.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, but you get my
Claxton's
you get my it's probably Claxton. Who cares? Then we have Claxton. I don't even know the guy.
Claxton.
But he's not that great, and I don't even know why he would be starting over Blake Griffin anyway. I'm sorry, but what is so amazing about this kid? I gotta know. There's nothing amazing about this team at all. Nothing. You got James Harden who wants out of there. I don't even know why. He was begging to come here in the first place like a year ago.
They literally traded for him a year ago.
Yeah, a year later, now it's like, okay, I'm done. Like, you checked out.
No, because he said he was going to explore his options in free agency, which means
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm convinced right now it's Steve Nash in the coaching staff and that whole ownership and organization just pushing these 3 guys out of there. It's like one failed experiment with these 3 guys together. They had a failed run.
It's 1 year, so
1 year. Okay, we're going to push you guys out.
This team is definitely a championship team.
Yeah, I feel like Steve Nash and the entire ownership is pushing them out the way. They're trying to rebuild. And I think Steve Nash doesn't want to coach in Brooklyn anymore. I'm convinced of it. I think he's sick of the New York media. I mean, who wouldn't be?
New York media pain in the ass.
And to me, he's just trying to force these guys out. He thinks he's just writing on the wall. He knows he's not going to make it there as a head coach if these 3 guys leave. He's going to try to coach somewhere else. And I guarantee right now he'll be back on his feet. I bet Frank Vogel will be fired. How much would I bet right now that Frank Vogel will be fired? Steve Nash is the next head coach for the Lakers. It could happen. Frank Vogel's job's not safe. I don't think it is. Granted, he just won an NBA championship not even 2 years ago. But, I mean, am I confident right now in the Lakers and LeBron James? And I say only LeBron James because he's been known as the guy who likes getting coaches fired. Do you think he is confident right now in Frank Vogel and his Laker team right now? Hell no. Hell no.
Honestly, I don't think he said anything about Frank Vogel so far.
So far. It's too early.
Yeah, it's still
too early. Yeah. So
I say it's just the chemistry with the players.
I'm not saying early in the year. I'm just saying early this season. Wait until it's like past the trade deadline, past the All-Star break, in the month of March. We'll see what happens down the road. But this Lakers team is trash too anyway. It's another trash team. Brooklyn Nets are trash. The Lakers are trash. And I can't believe I'm actually saying this right now. But the Boston Celtics might be better than those 2 teams.
They are.
I'm just saying it right now. It's kind of hard to believe considering how mind-boggling stupid this Boston Celtics team really is. But at the same time, if you think about it, though, they're the smartest team right now in the NBA so far. You got LeBron James, who's focused on his entrepreneur's new career going on. Anthony Davis is trying to figure out now how to go on a week in 180. Let's see. What else? Frank Vogel's trying to figure out right now what if he's gonna get a pink slip or not, or if his wife's gonna leave him or not. Let's see. What else? The Brooklyn Nets right now, Kevin Durant's trying to figure out right now how to be friends with Kyrie Irving still after all this, and James Harden's trying to figure out how not to get himself into a fat suit. There's so many things going on right now, and the Celtics are just playing basketball. It's that simple. It's just that simple. It's kind of crazy. And I was wrong with the Phoenix Suns. I will admit that right now. They're not going 73-9. They lost to the Atlanta Hawks. Don't rub it in.
I know it.
Don't rub it in. Just don't rub it in. But we'll give you the rest of the score right now. The Spurs beat the Rockets last night, 131-106. The Raptors beat the Hawks, 125-114. Thunder beat the Blazers, 96-93. Cavs beat the Hornets, 102-101. Bulls beat the Pacers, 122-115. I guess I mentioned before the Jazz killed the Nets. And the Pelicans beat the Nuggets, 113-105. So that's your NBA scores last night. Let's go over the NBA right now, currently. We have 2 games on the horizon right now. The Suns are killing the Wizards, 69-38.
Jesus Christ.
With about 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. And you got the Heat beating the Hornets right now, 52-51. Earlier today, the Grizzlies beat the Magic, 135-115. So we're sticking with basketball right now. We're going to move on from the NBA to college basketball. Talk about URI. I can't believe I'm actually going to talk about URI here. How bad their team is. How disappointingly bad their team is. It's pretty pathetic how bad their team really is. It really is pathetic. But we will get into some top 25 upsets that took place today, along with that matchup. But first, I want to get this out of the way. URI today. So URI today play UMass today at home, and once again, URI had an embarrassing loss at home to UMass. Yes, to UMass. 78-67.
To UMass.
And TJ Wakes Jr. right now had a career high in that game today. Had 30 points today at UMass today. So if UMass had decided to make a trip out there to URI, I don't know if they did or not. But if you UMass fans went to this school today, went to our school today, you beat us. So congratulations. You deserve that win. I don't know what the hell happened to this URI team though. They used to be good. They used to be, talked about. They were in the conversation right now of being almost just as good as PC is. Let me tell you something right now. If you people still think that right now, you're dreaming. You got a pipe dream going on right now. If you think that URI right now is just as good, they are terrible. In fact, I'm pretty sure dating back here right now, I'm going to keep this going right now. They have now lost. Okay. Let's see now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of their last 6 games.
Boo.
5 out of their last 6 games. You want to talk about a pathetic. There's no excuse for this. I think URI should fire their head coach today. That is unacceptable. And by the way, most of their losses, not on the road. Okay? Not on the road. All at home. You can't get a home win? No wonder why people don't go to these freaking games. Pathetic. This team sucks.
Let's see, who do they got next? They got VCU.
Oh, yeah, forget it.
That's an L. They got Davidson. That's an L. They got George Washington.
That's an L right there.
No, that might be a
No, that's an L. I'm going to tell you why that's going to be an L. Because this team is already losing faith in themselves. They already lost faith in their head coach.
The team's 8-13.
If you have now lost 5 out of your last 6 games, and these are all winnable games, by the way, against winnable opponents that you should be able to beat, then you should fire your head coach today. This guy is incompetent at coaching. He's like a crappy version of Brad Stevens. He is. Name one thing he's done since he's been at URI. Name one thing. I'll wait. I'll wait right now. It's quiet, right? Although there's some things playing in the background right now.
I'm just looking through their last few games that they lost.
But
you
they're
said
pathetic.
5 out of 6?
Yeah, 5 out of the last 6 games. They are absolutely pathetic. And you want to know what the sad part of the whole thing of it is, too?
They faced G. Washington twice?
Yeah, that's
oh, wow, they lost the first time. Yeah, that might be another L.
Yeah. They are,
George Washington, that should have been a winnable game. They
Yeah.
lost that by 2.
Yeah,
Richmond, they lost by 7.
Richmond's a tough team.
Richmond's tough. They
But
played Dayton.
This is
Lost by
there's
2.
There's no excuse to this whole thing.
They played Dayton, lost by 2. They played George. Oh, that game was cool.
By looking at this team right now and looking at who averages who here, like Mcgill, your center, averages 11.6 points.
George Washington was postponed
averages
for them.
6.8 rebounds. You got Shepard, who's got 2.9 assists right now. These are, by the way, your team leaders. He leads in steals and assists, and Mcgill leads in blocks. So your center leads in all 3 things. That's important to lead. Fine.
Yeah, these players ugly.
Great development there for Mcgill right now. Hopefully he's a good center someday. Hopefully he's better than Taco Fall. Himself. Hopefully he has a good NBA career. I don't see it. This Shepard guy looks promising, though. I will say that. What's his name? Jeremy Shepard?
Megan, when was the last time someone was drafted out of URI?
Jared Terrell.
Hmm?
Jared Terrell.
Yeah, that's all. When?
Back in was it 2019, 2018? I think he was drafted.
Johnson.
Pretty sure it was drafted to the Celtics, and he ended up being on the Timberwolves. In fact, he didn't even play one game with the Celtics. I remember he got released, or either that or traded, and he went to the Timberwolves. But back to my point about URI right now in this whole thing. This team, by far, they're not gelling together. Shepard and Mitchell are probably your best two players in the team. Walker was supposedly your breakout star in the whole
Jared
thing.
Terrell, he plays in Turkey right now.
And right now, he was playing in Turkey right now?
Yeah.
All right, so he didn't make it in the NBA. Great. Another failed prospect from URI. Congratulations, guys. Great development, by the way. Great job recruiting, too. Can't even get anybody to go to the school. Right? This Mitchell kid looks promising. You got Shepard. I would say this: Shepard and Mitchell right now are probably your two best players. Walker is a disappointment. Leggett's a disappointment. I would say all the way down the list is disappointing, besides these two players.
And he was actually undrafted.
Oh, he's undrafted?
Yeah,
okay, so I was wrong then. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I'm trying to get my URI right here, and I'll get them in.
Oh, go ahead.
Cox right now should be fired. The guy does not belong coaching this team. He should have been fired a year ago.
That's my father.
Since Hurley left URI, I don't think this team has gotten any better. I don't think they've done anything since. What do they have, like one conference? What do they have, like one run in the NCAA tournament with Cox? Or I don't think they had any. And the more I think about it, I think they had more NIT runs. What's that going to do? That's not improving anything. And this right here is the icing on the cake when you're losing 5 out of your last 6 at home. And by the way, most of these are home. I don't understand these are all tough road games. They're non-conference. They're tough opponents. They're a tougher school. They're a better school, better recruitment, better programming. I get it. If it's all of that, I get it. But this is no excuse coming from this coach, coming from this team, to a team like UMass, who, by the way, are 10-11. And the last time you played them, you embarrassed them at their home place. Didn't you just embarrass them by by 13 at their place? Right? And they at the time were what? They were 7-9. They have won 3 out of their last 4 games. You guys at one point were 11-4. 11-4. That is pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic. This URI team, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. They are just embarrassing. PC, by the way, who's 19-2, is better than you. And you know it. They're dominating. People are saying right now
Who do you think has been historically better, PC or URI?
Huh?
Who do you think's been better?
Oh, PC's been better overall.
Yeah, definitely.
But you get my point, though. You guys should be up there with them. You should be in that conversation. You know what you are right now in total point? You're like right down to my boot right now where I'm wearing right now at work. That's where you're at. You're at where my boots are, under this table. It's pathetic. Pathetic this team is. It's kind of sad actually when you think about it though. Kind of really pathetic if you ask me. Anyway, I just had to get that out there. Sorry. I don't mean to be ranting too much about this whole thing, but it's frustrating when you have so much faith in a team like this. If you're a URI fan, and the lefts just suck right out of you.
Definitely.
It's just pathetic. And they don't try to fix nothing. They just figure, we're not going to invest in the school. Who cares? We're going to invest in our new Lamborghinis and our houses and our pools and all that. That's what we're out for you. Trying to better their community in their own way, in their own homes, and actually doing better for the school. Anyway, so got some baseball news to get into right now. Adrian Gonzalez and Matt Migil, former Dodger talents, retiring. Gonzalez retiring after 15 seasons. Spent most of his career with the San Diego Padres. He spent most of his career with the Red Sox, or some of his career, I should say, with the Red Sox. He was part of the Dodgers World Series team back in, I believe, in 2020. I could be wrong. But he was part of that. Matt Migil retired after 14 seasons. He was a former Dodger as well. Not a great pitcher overall. Average pitcher at best, but other than that, he had a good career. That was what I just found out today. I found this out today mostly at work today. I was able to get that information right away from work. I got at the pop of my phone. I couldn't believe it. I was in shock, really in shock. More baseball news. Yankees expected to pursue Freddie Freeman once the lockout comes to an end. This is according to CBS Sports report. RJ Anderson says here the New York Yankees are expected to take a run at free agent first baseman Freddie Freeman. When Major League Baseball owners imposed lockout is lifted, this is also according to MLB Network's John Heyman. They're a part of this as well. Teams are not allowed to contact players or agents during the lockout, according to the rules. So, if you want my honest opinion, I hope they go for it. Because Anthony Rizzo doesn't want to come back to you. He don't want to come back to you at all. So, to me, they're not willing to pay Rizzo money. Hopefully, they're willing to pay Freeman money. Because Freddie Freeman would be a great first baseman. He'd be an awesome first baseman for this Yankee team. He'd be a really good player. He's a great hitter. He was a sole reason really why the Braves won the World Series, in my opinion, just with his batting alone.
Freddie.
To me, that's a really dangerous team if they sign him once this lockout comes to an end. And hopefully, if I got a chance to see a Yankee Met game this year, which I'll be intrigued to watch this year, even though I'm not a Yankee fan, I'm a Red Sox fan, I'm willing to go to see a Yankee Met game because I always wanted to watch a Subway Series in person. They always call it the Subway Series. It's fun. It's a fun series. Anyway. Got to talk about some Olympic stuff right now. Another more retirement news. Shaun White announcing his retirement today after 15 years of being a snowboarder in the Olympics. 3-time Golden Globe. Olympic gold medalist announced his retirement today. Saying that it will be his final Olympics. Not really into the Olympics as much right now, but I used to watch Shaun White a lot during the X Games and all the Olympic things that he done during the Olympics, and he had a great snowboarding career.
Mm-hmm.
There's no denying that. There should be a snowboarding Hall of Fame. I don't know why there isn't. There should be an Olympic Hall of Fame for snowboarders, skiers out there. I don't know why they don't create one. To me, it's kind of a shame that they don't create one because you do so much acrobatics, flips, spins, and it gets you Olympic gold, and you're recognized to representing your country. And to me, the fact that that's not recognized as much and the fact that that's never discussed, talked about, or even thought about, mentions to me, it's just sad.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, right now I'd be saying if I was in the Olympics right now, I'd be doing that right now, asking where the heck's my Hall of Fame status? Where's my thing going? Because I've been skiing for a long time. I should be in the Olympics right now.
No.
Now, I should be. If I did a lot more skiing, I obviously would be. I'd be in New Zealand or wherever the hell they're at this year for the Olympics this year. I don't even know where they're at this year. But, yeah, it is kind of crazy that he's announcing he's in retirement right now. And it kind of will probably drain more viewers because right now at this point, you had at least a 15, 20% demo when people actually want to watch the Olympics at this point for Shaun White. Mm-hmm. That's going to disappear. Mm-hmm. It's not going to matter at this point. And that's the sad part about this whole thing. It's pretty sad. Anyway, let me see. We got a lot covered so far. Only 30 minutes of the show. We got this one announcement here that was announced today on CBSSports.com. This was reported today by Stephen Taranto. Announced today that the Winter Classic for the National Hockey League will be announced Boston Winter Classic as well as a Florida All-Star location for the 2023, or I should say 2022-2023 All-Star that weekend, obviously. So the Winter Classic is usually on New Year's. So next year will probably be in Fenway Park once again. That will be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. I hopefully will be attending that event. And maybe I'll go to an All-Star game maybe in Florida. Who the hell knows? Why not? I'll take a trip to Florida. Got nothing better to do. Be hot as hell in Florida. But no. But anyway, that is good news for the Hockey League right now because Boston's a really good city when it comes to sports. Mm-hmm. It's a really good thing that's coming back to Fenway Park. They've done it in Fenway Park before, and it wouldn't be the first time they've done it at Fenway Park. And it looks good. Old-fashioned stadium. You got tons of crowd there right now. You got more people invested in watching a hockey game out in the cold, frigid weather. I'm all down for it. I don't know if he's down for it, but I'm all down for it. I'm down for whatever they want to do. And you want to know something right now? Hockey right now is getting popular right now at this point. Like it always has. It always gets popular right around that January, April time anyway, the new year. Because regular season is it's slow. The games don't really mean as much unless something dramatic happens and it leads to something. But, to me, listen, one or two things is going to happen when the Bruins play this next year. You're either going to get Tuukka Rask out in the ice, or he's going to watch it and near a pesky pole out in right field. I rest my case. Either he's going to retire or he's going to play one more year because I doubt he'll set out a Winter Classic if he's still signing for the Bruins next season. That I will say. That I will say. All right, so we're done with hockey.
Mhm.
We're gonna recircle back to the NFL. We're gonna go to college football. It's a two-part story here of why Jim Harbaugh didn't get hired this week. So Jim Harbaugh this week,
He decided to go back to Michigan.
well, the Vikings apparently there was an interview process where he showed up wearing apparently he wore football cleats during the interview. Yes, Jim Harbaugh's a little nutty, been known to be a little nutty, and
I mean, look at his days in San Francisco.
there was well, he was good in San Francisco, but apparently he knows some people in the Raiders and he didn't want him. There were some people in Miami, they didn't want him, and I can see why. The guy's a little nutty. He's a little goosey goose. He's a little crazy. Wasn't happy in Michigan, even though they just found a way to beat Ohio State. They wanted him gone, even though they just found a way to beat Ohio State and got to the college football playoff run, right? Granted, they didn't win that game. You got Georgia. That's why. That's why you lost that game. You were never going to beat Georgia. That's it. But they're in a situation right now where Michigan doesn't want him back. He don't really want to go back there. And at the same time, they're stuck in a really troubling, abusive relationship. That's all this is. One party doesn't like one person, the other party doesn't like the other person. It's like a really sad couple. It really is. It's pathetic. Harbaugh, to me, if you ask me, is not a happy camper right now. He just isn't. And I think, honestly, right now, he'll just have a crap bag year. He'll go back to normal like nothing happened. He probably won't make a big run to the college football playoff. That's the end of it. That is the end of it, really. That's the end of Jim Harbaugh. And Jim Harbaugh will be fired, of course. He'll go out. He won't find it because nobody else is going to want him now at this point anyway. I mean, if he couldn't get the jobs right now that were open for him during this Brian Flores lawsuit, diversity, woke challenge that the NFL seems to be in right now, if he couldn't land those jobs, and by the way, Brian Leftwich, who was basically just changed his mind saying, well, screw this. I'm not going to get hired by the Jacksonville Jaguars now at this point because of the whole Brian Flores fiasco. He dropped out of it. Now, you notice there's been more, people at this point that have been dropping out of it, really. Other than Eric Bieniemy, who I just found out the other day might be going for the Saints job. I think he's getting an interview. I think he's right. I don't know if he's getting an interview next week or 2 weeks from now to the Super Bowl. I'm not sure what the story is with that. But I know he's going for that job. You also got Anthony Lynch, who's now the new assistant head coach now for the 49ers. Jim Harbaugh could be the new assistant head coach for the 49ers. Think about that for a minute. He could have gone right back to San Francisco. What do you do instead?
They don't
He
want
screwed
him.
up his interview with the Vikings, and now Michigan had no choice but to take him back. See, because his little tax story saying that he wants to be back in Michigan, that's a bunch of bull, and you know it. That's why he took this team to a college playoff run, because he wanted to stick it to Michigan in the end and leave. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if he would have won that national championship, beaten Alabama, beaten Georgia, he would have gotten a coaching job in the NFL instantly. There's no question about it. That's not even a debate. That's not even a trick question or a trick answer. That's a straight up fact that would have happened. There's no other way of denying it. There's no other way of getting into it. Anyway, so Harbaugh, as far as I'm concerned, buddy, I'm sorry to tell you, you're stuck in Michigan. I don't know what else to tell you. Unless you tank the entire year and you only have 5 wins and get yourself fired, which I don't know why you would do that. You're just going to hurt your stock by doing that. But knowing him, he'll probably do it. He'll probably crap the bed. That'll be the end of him. And that's it. I got nothing else to say about Harbaugh other than the fact that your brother is more successful than you are. So,
obviously,
that's pretty obvious. All right, I think we're just gonna wrap it up with the NBA trades that happened this week. Do you want to report on that one? The NBA trades that happened this week?
Yeah. So between the Clippers and the Blazers, Norman Powell. Actually, I'll pull it up because
you don't even remember the trade, do you?
Oh no, it was Norman Powell who just signed an extension.
Justin Winslow was part of that trade too. I know that. And
no,
yeah,
Justin Winslow.
Yeah, I think I have the article right here. Hold on, I can pull it up right now on my end.
I know it's Norman Powell, Robert Covington.
Yeah, and I think Keon something was a part of that name too. I don't even
Keon Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it.
For Robert Covington and Norman Powell.
Yeah, it's 5 players, including 1 future draft here. I think I have the article right here. This is according to Madeline Coleman of Sports Illustrated. So that's not what I wanted to do. Crap. God damn it! I hate when it does that.
Yeah.
See, I every time I hit the full.
I got it right here.
You have
The
it right
LA
here.
Clippers acquired Portland Trail. No. They acquired Norman Powell, Robert Covington for Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, and 2025 second-round draft.
Yeah, Justice Winslow. I said that. You told me no.
I didn't even know he was on that team, to be honest. Let's see.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Clippers won this deal.
I agree.
They
did.
won. They finessed them.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I think the Blazers are going to get worse over time. In fact,
what's up with NBA players signing big extensions and then getting traded
because here's a reason,
not even less than a year later?
Because here's a reason why.
And Norman Powell's actually having a great year.
That money is either going to go to that other NBA team and make it their problem, or by contract to signing him, it's basically saying, okay, you guys are still going to play for a while, play for this team. It won't come out of their freaking pocket, so don't worry about it. That's what it's about. It's about the money.
Very true.
It's about who I can finesse more if I either want to be on this team or not want to be on this team. That's what the NBA is about. This has been going on for years. It's been going on in the NBA. It's been going on in the NFL. It's been going on for years. And this right now, obviously, the Clippers are basically doing cartwheels right now with this trade because it worked out perfectly in their favor. It did.
Yeah.
You got rid of veterans on it that nobody even knew was even on this team. And you got rid of some of the other people right now that people are going to forget about later on. And Eric Bledsoe, look,
Eric Bledsoe used to be good, but
he's trash.
Now he's like an okay role player now.
He's basically a role player right now that's below average.
Remember at one point he used to be like an all-star consideration. Now he's just a regular role player.
Wasn't he just on the NBA Finals not last year? Or no, actually, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. No, he wasn't on the NBA.
I don't think he's ever been.
He was with the Bucks. I know that. He could have gone to the NBA Finals back in 2018-19. He was on that team. I know that.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think he was on the. Wasn't he on the Suns back in 2020, 2021? And did he get traded after that?
I think it was the year before.
Was he on 2019, 2020 with the Suns? I don't think he was. I think he was still with the Bucks. I thought at the time. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was. I mean, that's. But anyway, that was a good trade.
They got Keon Johnson, who was their first-round pick this year.
Yeah, he probably didn't. He didn't.
Guess he didn't play anything.
He didn't do much of anything.
And Justice Winslow, who's been meh.
Nah, it's a meh story.
And a second-round pick that'll probably turn into nothing.
If you're the place, you got a bunch of meh, and you got finessed, and you got sipped.
Yeah, Norman Powell, who's averaging
It's like taking a girl. It's like taking a girl to the dance, but then she dances with another guy, and the other guy takes her home. That's what happened. That's what happened today in that trade. And that trade took place, what, 2 days ago?
Yeah, we got Norman Powell, who's averaging, I believe, 18, 19 a game. Yeah. Covington's averaging just under 8. Not bad.
Yeah, not much of a story there with that. The Mavericks this week, this is actually a pretty good story. Now, this came from the Clutch Points by John Conan. The trade for the Mavs would turn down for Dorian Finney-Smith. That's right. I said that name right.
Nah. It just said Jason Kidd saying nah.
I had a picture of going, nah, I'm good. There's more of this story right now. I'm just waiting for it to load. Here we go. The Dallas Mavericks, this is how it starts out. The Dallas Mavericks had a lot of success this season as they're currently 30-23 in the Western Conference, and it's a 5th seed. Okay. Most recently defeating the Philadelphia 76ers by a score of 107-98 Friday night. Although the Mavs have a lot of success this season, there are still several areas where they want to improve around the NBA trade deadline this week. They have a lot of talent on their squad, but they are in dire need of a second star to pair with Luka Doncic, as well as some upgrades to their role players.
Because Kristaps
Dorian
has not been that too
Finney-Smith is one of the players that the Mavs are said to be interested in trading. Finney-Smith has been a great player for the Mavs this season, prompting the speculation about whether they may move him. The Mavs allegedly turned down a lottery pick trade offer for Finney-Smith, according to Mike Scotto. For the Mavs, this might really. I hate this. I hate right in the middle of the article what it is.
So they rejected a lottery pick for Dorian Finney-Smith.
Pretty much. If you ask me, here's my opinion about the Dallas Mavericks. You want to make a big trade move? Call the Boston Celtics. Trade away Jaylen Brown. We can get Dorian Finney-Smith out of it. We'll give you some draft picks, and we'll give you the trash that we have in Neesmith and Pritchard. Does that sound like a good deal?
He's only averaged 10 points.
I bet he's on the Celtics he'll average 13 points. I don't need a role player that averages more than 35 points a game and show off the star players.
They're
not
a
ready for
basic
that.
role player.
Tatum is not ready to be shown off yet by a guy named Dorian Finney-Smith. That's my opinion. He don't like being shown up because it's like it takes him like 3 or 4 games to get back to his groove. We've known this now from Jason Tatum now for a while. Hell, we know about him from Jaylen Brown. We know about him from Marcus Smart. Guys, just make the move. It's not a big deal. Hell, at this point, I would take right now. Here's what I would do right now if I'm the Celtics right now. Here's what I do with this trade deadline. Ready for this trade deadline? Give me John Collins. Give me Gallinari. Give me Dorian Finney-Smith. You know who I'm willing to give up to get that? Al Horford, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown. Does that sound hard? That doesn't sound difficult to me.
Not really.
Maybe it's hard for Wick Grosbachuk. It's like your parent like refusing to leave to go to college at a different state. You want the kid to stay. That's what Grosbachuk treats this like. That's why you don't make personal workplace. This is why you don't relate. That's why you don't get family and business together. You just don't jive them together. This is why it never works out. That's why it never does. And this is why the Boston Celtics are always stuck in limbo. That's why the Mavericks are always stuck in limbo. So, I mean, there's no other way of putting it. You got 2 teams right now who haven't won a championship in a decade. Celtics almost 2 decades now at this point. The Mavericks in 12 years. Let's be honest. They haven't done anything. Or technically it's been 11 years, but whatever.
No.
You get my point.
No.
There's going to be, I know. I'm not going to go on explaining anything.
I'll call the cops.
Anyway. But that's that. So that is the show. It's a really short one.
Yeah.
You know the drill. Subscribe to our show. Oh, I should probably bring this up.
Let me
bring this one right up tonight. So I go on my lunch break from work. And I go to, and I'm leaving my work. And
where are we going with this? Wait,
no,
what?
I gotta say this right now because I was gonna get.
This sports related?
I was gonna get a sponsorship from Burger King tonight. I go to Burger King. Okay, I kid you not. I go into the dining room. That was a big mistake in my life. I'm gonna tell you why. There were only 3 people that were there. I'm waiting there for 10 minutes just to get a burger. Just want a burger. Simple as that. The drive-through was so long, it was out the parking lot.
Jesus
it was literally out
Christ.
the parking lot. It was like past like the mobile station and like right near the Walgreens and right near Town Fair Tire where that Bald Hill Road is. So I get out of the car. There's a guy and a girl there who are already ahead of me, and there's like 6 or 7 people there that are behind me. We're all chatting away. We're all talking about how we feel bad, how these kids right now. And I just found out how Burger King is bumping up their pay now. They're paying people $16 an hour, by the way, to work at Burger King. Yes, you heard that. You heard me correctly.
I make
They're paying people
$16
an hour to go work at Burger King. They only have 3 people there tonight. Let me just say this right now. Let me tell me how long I had. I want you to guess how long I had to wait at Burger King to just get to somebody that worked there to say something to me. Tell me, guess. I want you to guess.
Like
Okay.
40 minutes?
No, I was there for 10 minutes. And I didn't get nothing. How can I help you? How you doing today? They were so focused on the drive-through people that you might as well have just said the dining room was closed. That you weren't going to take any orders from the inside. You got a girl there who literally got her food, right? And the guy who was ahead of her didn't get his food.
Jesus Christ.
I couldn't believe it. I talk about having a conversation with the guy. He's like, I feel bad for you guys. He's like, oh, gee, thanks. Can you take our freaking order, though? Could you seriously take our order? Why is it that you couldn't say those little simple words? Not even 2 words. Not even 2 words, right? It's more than 2 words. But how can I help you? How can I help you? That's 5 words right there.
I mean,
you can't even.
No one can tolerate fast food work anymore.
I don't understand it though. You know that people are directly staring at you. You're watching them like they're watching you make the food for the other people. Could it kill you to just try to write it down? What is so hard about this? That's what frustrated me tonight. I was able to get my food actually. I was able to get a little snack dinner. Went to Wendy's down near the airport. They actually had one person. They actually had 10 people working at Wendy's. You know the other Wendy's that's right near Kohl's? 1 person worked there.
Jesus Christ.
1 person worked there. Their dining room was closed. You couldn't even sit in the dining room. And I'm thinking to myself, so wait a minute. It's the winter time. Y'all people can't have a drive-through and you can't have people come and eat their food inside. They don't even want to eat in their car half the time.
Yeah.
You see the people park their car there. They got to keep the heat on. It's too hot in the car.
Yeah.
You want me in a nice nice, warm environment in a dining room. You can't even do that.
Huh.
I don't get it. This whole COVID mess that was driving me insane.
Mhm.
But anyway, I enough about that rant. So now the show's officially over at this point.
Mhm.
This episode is not sponsored by Burger King. So there you go. We need some sponsors for
We're
our
not
show.
sponsored by anyone yet.
We're not sponsored by anybody yet. We got a long way to go.
Mhm.
We should already have sponsors by now, but we don't, unfortunately. But this sponsor, you guys are. So subscribe to our show. And
Like, subscribe.
And the show is brought to you by YouTube.
Buy my mixtape.
Go watch YouTube.
Yep.
Anyway,
This is YouTube.
go on
This is
YouTube.
YouTube.
We're on YouTube, yes, but go watch
Yep.
our show on YouTube, obviously.
Mhm.
We're on YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, you know, the
Instagram,
drill.
Twitter,
You've heard
Facebook,
these, you've
YouTube.
heard these.
Huh.
I know you've heard these already. I publish the episodes on there. If you don't get my news feed or my post, it's okay. It's really not my fault. It's Facebook's fault.
Yeah.
But anyway, subscribe to our show. Follow us on social media. We're done. Good night.
Good night.